Item Number SCP-3018 Object Class Safe Special Containment Procedures. The forested area in Massif Central, France that contains SCP-3018 is to be surrounded by a large fence kept as a nature conservatory, barred to the public. Ultrasound emitters releasing frequencies between 38 to 44 kHz, note a frequency that repels insects, should be laid at regular intervals on the fence to keep SCP-3018 within the enclosure. Site-31 maintenance staff should check for broken emitters every 4 days to ensure no gaps in containment. Site-31 employees may apply via a form given to personnel of clearance level 3 or higher to spend a night within the containment zone, as it is known to greatly improve morale. Description: SCP-3018 is a designation for an anomalous species of wood-boring beetles, indigenous to a small section of forest and Massif Central, France. SCP-3018 are members of the Halotrops genus. Instances of SCP-3018 appear to be social and travel in swarms, which focus on one tree at a time instead of falling through said trees. SCP-3018 will carve intricate patterns onto the side of the trunk without killing it, except during Albin Sea events. Patterns are in the style of Celtic knots. SCP-3018 swarms may adorn their carvings with fresh flowers. Note: most often Mortagon lily, Nursulate novelle, and calamint with large flowers and leaves. Note: all from Scots pine tree. Everyone will place wilting flowers and dead leaves on the patterns with new ones. SCP-3018 entered torpor on these patterns at night, between 2000 hours and 800 hours, and will be hostile to beings that intend to harm any carved trees. However, SCP-3018 will adorn animals or people who lay next to these trees with flowers and leaves before entering torpor. SCP-3018 has multiple annual events designated Albin events. These are allowed to take place because they are deemed harmless. The reason for these events is unknown. Albin events. Albin A. Winter Solstice. All instances of SCP-3018 will meet at a seemingly random point within the forest. One swarm will bring a collection of between 5 and 10 sticks. As soon as all instances are gathered, a small swarm will emerge from the crowd to dance, lie up and fall repeatedly above the sticks. Other instances circle the sticks. Dancing swarm will switch with the SCP-3018 instances in the crowd at irregular intervals, so that eventually all instances will have danced at least once. This event starts at sunset, about 1700 hours, and lasts until dawn, about 845 hours. Albin B. March 21st. Instances of SCP-3018 will search for pine cones from Scots pine trees. Swarms will accumulate around the pine cones and dig the ground out from under them. Once a pine cone is in a small hole, between 8 and 12 centimeters deep, the swarm will pile dirt on top of it. SCP-3018 instances will adorn these with 1 to 3 flowers before trying to find another pine cone. This behavior begins at sunrise, about 700 hours, and ends around noon, 1200 hours. Albin C. June 21st. All swarms of SCP-3018 will gather around a single tree in the forest and begin to devour it. At an indeterminate time in the process, all SCP-3018 instances will transition to picking all the leaves off of the tree and arranging them into an ornate Celtic knot surrounding the tree. Once this action is done, all SCP-3018 instances will stay on a pattern of leaves while continuing to flap their wings. This creates a low hum. This event begins at noon, about 1200 and lasts for 3 to 5 hours. Albin D, September 20th to 22nd. All SCP-3018 instances remain in torpor. Approximately 25% of the SCP-3018 population died during this event. Cause of death is unknown. Afterwards, on the morning of the 22nd, swarms will gather dead SCP-3018 instances and place them within the tree from the previous Albin C event. This event begins at torpor on the 20th at about 2000 hours and ends the morning of the 22nd at about 1000 hours. Addendum: Discovery of Shrine. On December 19th, 1998, personnel on leave within the enclosure noticed an unusual behavior displayed by SCP-3018. A large group of SCP-3018 was entering torpor in a circle around a noticeable lump in the ground, instead of on the carved trees. Further investigation yielded a small domed roof made of limestone. GPR revealed a symmetrical structure 4.5 meters long, 4.5 meters wide, and 6 meters tall, along with 5 human skeletons. An excavation began January 2nd, 1999, which unearthed the full structure. It appeared to be a shrine, with a roof held up by 4 pillars, and a basin on a pedestal in the middle. The bottom of the basin was carved with a Celtic knot, and was heavily discolored from chitin and dried human blood. Each pillar had a sconce containing a candle, and smoke stains suggest that 3 of the 4 candles had been lit. The 5 human skeletons were found to be adult females with silver rings on their fingers. 4 of the bodies were found with arrowheads near or inside the skeletons. 2 of the skulls suffered heavy impact trauma. The 5th body was positioned by the shrine's basin, accompanied by the sacrificial dagger, dusted with a translucent green material. The skeleton showed 5 broken ribs and damage done to the orbital bones, likely from a blade. SCP-3018 now hold Albin A events exclusively on the basin within the shrine, and will enter torpor on it at night. SCP-3018 will regularly collect around the figure at the base of the shrine and adorn it with flowers.